Normally we go to Docklands and talk to Peter Hitchener. Well, the bad news is we can't cross to Docklands tonight. No. But the good news is Peter is live in studio. Hi, Pete.
Hello, Philip. Greetings, and Simon.
Good to see you, Peter.
Good to see
don't squeeze too hard.
Oh, no, that's the band.
I just took the bandage off today.
Did I just give you a lapse?
I'm going to put it back on when I get home. I'm okay.
And please don't step on my left foot. I feel shocking. I'm still wearing slippers in front of Peter Hitchener.
Now, Philip, you've got to look after that illness because that condition is potentially very serious.
And keeps recurring, sadly.
Keeps recurring.
How old are those slippers? Did you just see Phil's slippers?
That's strange. I think, Eric, they are Eric's.
Maybe they are. Of course, you're no stranger because you're over here with Dennis often, aren't you?
And I keep hoping that you two and Boos, when he comes back from sailing around the world, are going to come over and see us over at Channel 9 and come and have a look at our studios. Look, they're not the vast, lavish, sprawling sort of settlement that Bendigo Street, Richmond was, but we'd love you to come over and hang out with us.
We'll come over as a threesome with Ken, yes.
Absolutely, and we'll have cups of tea in the foyer and see if I can't shake Simon's hand again and really make it worse.
We'll be our slippers welcome over there.
There is a dress code, you know.
I've just got out of the dressing gown for you. I mean, what a compliment.
Oh, it's wonderful.
I think, isn't it nice, Pete, because you're here and you can see him, isn't it nice that Phil's done a tribute tonight to Doctor Who, dressing the way he has?
No, this is how it normally comes.
I think it's casual. TARDIS is parked in the corner. And it's good.
Well, of course, it's 5 days a week you've got a collar and tie on all day, every day, haven't you, until late at night.
And I've got another news break to come tonight, but tonight I thought, instead of doing it from over at Docklands, do the walk through the station over here, 8 minutes it takes, and we're right here in the studio with you both.
Do you have security guards? Do you have an entourage?
Oh, the autograph hunters. Sometimes you have to chase them up and down the street before they'll take one.
Was that your pink Hummerizer outside the front door?
That, of course, was a Peter Smith joke that I just pinched.
Oh, yes, of course.
Yes. Can I ask, how many shirts would you own? See, I never get to dress formally. I never really have a need to wear a suit and tie. So I think I've got about 3-4 shirts.
Well, that's all you need if you're not wearing them every night, but I have to wear one every night, I think.
Well, I suppose your wardrobe is...
If I've got pins in this one, they put pins in it so that it sits nicely.
Oh, really?
No, Bruce has split up the back.
They split up the back of his coat.
Yes, that's right. I don't think he does it anymore, though, does he?
I never stand behind him. It's just a quirk I've got.
Look, Laurie Oakes I'm very fond of, but it looks like he needs shoulder pads or something, doesn't he? His coat seems to slip away from his neck.
Have a look. I haven't noticed. I really like what Laurie Oakes says. He seems to be so across everything.
Yes, isn't he on top of everything? Yes.
A smart man and very connected with all the movers and shakers in Canberra.
You've got a good team around you, haven't you?
Oh, it's fantastic.
And on the road as well.
Fantastic. And there's Tony Jones, my friend Tony Jones, always makes me laugh. Yes. And Rebecca, lovely Rebecca Jones. And I'm not sure if you've caught up with the news, but she's expecting.
Yeah, isn't that good?
Yes, wonderful.
You might be the godfather. Yes.
Well, you never know.
Yeah. I was just going to say, what would Nine do if Laurie Oakes said, "Oh, you know what, I could use a holiday. I'm going on holidays now."
Don't say that.
No, lead up to an election.
Don't say that. I beg you. No, we don't want that to happen. He's very important.
I hope you didn't take a Virgin flight today and got stuck at the airport.
No, I didn't actually. Thank goodness that was something that I didn't get to do. I felt sorry for people who were trying to make their connecting flights because I heard somewhere that the Virgin check-in reservation system crashed worldwide. So I don't know if
I think it's happened 2 or 3 times in the last fortnight.
I think it has happened recently. So they must be having some kind of technical problem with it. But you know, travelling, these things do happen. We have to. You just expect to jump on a flight, get out of the airport, the car waiting, and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. But you know, as you know, because you travel more than anybody else I've ever met in my life.
I do. Yeah.
You know how things can go wrong and how you can be stranded.
I have to keep moving. After we take a break, we'd love you to try some cloned hamburger.
Oh no, thanks. You can keep that. In fact, I was wondering, do you think that story, I was wondering whether it actually stacks up. I mean, it seems so strange. Yeah. I guess we take it at face value. I'm always sceptical about those things, and I must say the people who taste tested this hamburger, they didn't seem to relish it too much. I think I'd have been reaching for the tomato sauce.
Yeah, the lady who was tasting it had the look on of a Tacoma protester.
Well, she didn't look happy at all, I must say.
No. And what do you like on a hamburger? What's your favourite sauce? And what type toppings do you like?
Oh,
you like the lot?
beetroot. You've got to have beetroot on to
Yeah,
hamburger.
that's very Australian.
Got to
I
have
believe.
beetroot and got to have tomato and lettuce and plenty of
Do
veggies.
you stop
what
at
about
McDonald's like I do?
Oh, just occasionally you may see me going through Mac drive-through.
What about an egg?
Oh yes, I quite like that. Got to be hard.
Yeah.
Got to be rock
really?
hard.
Yes.
Oh, yes. And can't eat soft eggs. Ooh,
More than anything, onion, I think, is the key
yes,
ingredient
delicious.
to a good burger.
Delicious.
Peter Hitchener, do you cook for yourself?
No,
At home?
Philip. No, don't get much time for that.
Okay.
So I just
You should do what I do. Have
So he has
Katrina's Kitchen deliver
I
to
hear
your
you
door.
talking about
really,
it
they
every
are
night.
cordon bleu meals.
And you
He has the butler do it.
It's like upgrade Meals on Wheels, really.
it looks marvellous, and I hear you talking about it so regularly.
Yeah.
And from what I've gathered, you've actually had this Katrina's Kitchen food delivered every day, every year.
Well,
since
every
you started
fortnight
the
for
show.
22 years.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's wonderful.
Yes.
It looks
I live
marvellous.
on it, yeah.
It looks marvellous.
So what do you do? Do you eat in the city
Well,
before work?
we
or?
have nice cafeterias and restaurants in the building,
Yeah.
as you do here at Fairfax.
So
And
what happened
there's
to the
platform 28.
The people who ran the canteen at 9, did they get sacked, or is that a thing of the past?
Well,
Did
no.
they come with you?
One of the people, most of the caterers did move on to other venues. However, Boyer, who's been a part of Channel 9 for as long as I can remember,
Yes.
who's involved in the catering department and just the general looking after us department, is still. She came with us to Docklands. It was I think she was one of the first people they said, "You must come with us," which she did. She's much loved by everybody and incredibly generous. So if there are biscuits being handed out, Boyer will make sure that everyone gets 5 instead of the regulation, one
how
or
good
2.
is that?
And she's so generous and thoughtful and looks after
When
us.
your career started, do you recall there used to be a tea lady pushing a trolley around
was.
with a
Yes,
teapot?
there
and
was.
she would actually pour us all our individual cups of tea.
Yes.
In the very early days of TV.
yes.
And there'd be Tim Tams and
Yes,
everything.
that's right.
Times have
takes you
changed.
back. Yes, they have indeed. You should walk around. You'd go around with a Traymobile with an urn on it,
Yes.
and you could have tea or coffee if you like.
That's
and there
right.
was maybe a biscuit
Yes, we used to break from IMT rehearsals at 8:30 every night and have our cups of tea.
there. He's the luckiest person we know, Simon, because he and Boos as well was involved. Philip was involved in television in the most amazing years when television was being invented here. I mean, the valves and gizmos that made it work had already been invented, but the shows were invented in Melbourne, many of them.
Yeah, well, I go back to the
Fabulous
Arthur
time.
Warner years, long before the Packers,
Yep,
and
yes.
they were the best times, as
Yes,
people
indeed.
will tell you.
Yes,
You know,
indeed.
the late 50s, they were just magical
Fantastic.
years.
Now, Peter, before the news, we had Doug Aiton on with us, of course.
Isn't he wonderful? I love Doug. I've been listening to Doug for
Yeah.
years.
Uh-huh.
He's terrific.
He's fabulous. It's the most intelligent thing we do on our show. that spot with Doug. No offence to you. Right? Just suddenly, I'm just putting my foot in it everywhere.
No, not at all.
But Doug
I'll
came.
shake that hand again. If you
But Doug Aiton was telling us the songs he thought were the greatest ever songs.
Yes.
What is Peter Hitchener's favourite song?
Look, I'm not sure what my favourite song is. There are some very beautiful songs, and I was thinking about those walking over here. And the thing is that they weren't sort of huge commercial hits. There was a song that I've heard many, many times, and I didn't have a chance to Google it and find out who wrote it. It's called Annie's Song. It's a very pretty, beautiful song.
John
Might have been
Denver.
John Denver wrote it, but it wasn't his version that I used to, that I've heard.
Really?
That I've heard.
Now, what was your mother's favourite song?
Oh, Philip, I'll have to think about
Isn't
that.
that a good question?
She liked, yes, that's great. She liked Mozart and classical music, and so it would have probably been something.
She was
like
much loved. You were both
Yeah, she was
very
lovely.
much so.
She was lovely.
Is Wendy
Thank
living
you.
in Melbourne? Your
Oh
sister?
yes, my sister's in Melbourne. She travels a lot with her job, but Melbourne is our home. We all moved here from Queensland about what feels like 2,000 or 3,000 years ago.
Yeah.
And this is it. Beautiful city. This is it. This is home.
And we're glad you did.
Thank you.
Believe me, and thanks for
you.
popping over.
It's
What
lovely to
time's
see
your
you.
next news break?
22:56.
Oh, well, you'll have to...
I'll be able to walk back and walk around the station a few times and a few times more before I have to start writing up.
What a shame our listeners won't see it, because they'll all remain faithful and listen to the show.
To Castlereagh Street? To Castlereagh Line? I'm not sure.
They're watching you now. You're on television now. You see, we're streaming. Oh, yeah.
Good to see
My
you.
only TV I do these days is streaming on 3AW and security cameras in 7-Eleven stores.
Yeah,
Stunt
exactly.
double.
Oh, and don't forget McDrive-Through. Philip, you appear at McDrive-Through
Is
every
that
night
true?
on the way home.
Oh, great. Oh, you've made my day, Peter. Thanks for dropping by.
Thank you very much for having me. See you.
Good on
See
you, Pete.
Simon.
I'll just wave.
Bye. See you.
From a